So, what if I told you that the smartest people you know are actually trying to sound simpler on purpose? Yeah, it's not because they don't know the big words. It's a really powerful social strategy called intellectual camouflage, and we're about to break it all down.
Let's start with an idea that might feel a little backward. We all think of being super smart as this amazing gift, right? A superpower. But for a lot of people, it can actually be incredibly isolating. When your brain is just wired differently, connecting with others can feel like a constant struggle.
And that leads to this really frustrating situation. You've got these incredible, complex ideas bouncing around in your head that you're dying to share, but when you do, you're met with blank stares, or you can even accidentally intimidate people. That's the silent trap, when your greatest gift starts to feel like a huge burden.
Which brings us to this fascinating question, doesn't it? Why do some of the most brilliant minds we know often speak so simply? It's definitely not because they lack the knowledge. As you're about to see, it's actually a very deliberate, highly skilled strategy for getting by in the social world. And that strategy is what we're calling intellectual camouflage. But let's get one thing straight right away. This isn't about hiding how smart you are. Think of it more as a super advanced form of emotional intelligence. And it's all about one thing, making a real connection. So what exactly is intellectual camouflage? Well, it's the art of reading the room and adapting in real time. It's about translating your complex thoughts into a language that everyone can understand. So your message doesn't just get heard, it actually lands. And this is so important. This is not about dumbing it down. That phrase kind of implies you think you're better than the other person. This is about building a bridge. It's a sign of respect for your audience, and honestly, it's a masterful communication skill.
Okay, so how does this actually play out in real life? We're going to do something kind of fun. We're running a psychological scan to uncover the 4 most common patterns of intellectual camouflage. These are things you might even be doing yourself without even thinking about it. Let's fire up the scanner.
All right, first up, the scanner has detected a classic technique.
You see this all the time. Instead of explaining the theory behind blockchain, someone might say, oh, it's basically like a digital receipt book that everyone can see but nobody can edit. See? You're using something familiar, a receipt book, to explain something totally new, and boom, it's instantly easier to grasp.
Next up, the scanner's picking up on a pattern that's all about the words we choose.
I mean, why say we need to optimize our synergistic workflow for maximum cross-functional efficiency when you could just say, let's find an easier way to get this done together? The whole point is to be understood, not to sound like you swallowed a thesaurus.
Okay. The third pattern is all about tapping into something deeply human. Think about it. Instead of just saying a new medicine has a 95% success rate, you tell the story of one single patient whose life was completely changed by it. Suddenly, that number has a face. It becomes human. Our brains are just wired for stories, not for spreadsheets, and this taps right into that.
And finally, the scanner has locked onto a pattern that is all about being direct.
The classic bottom line up front approach. You just give the answer right away. We need to switch to a new supplier. It totally respects the other person's time and attention. If they want to know all the nitty-gritty details of why, they can ask. But you don't overwhelm them with your entire thought process from the get.
So, we've seen the what, all these different tactics, but the bigger question is why? Why do people do this? Well, the motivation behind this whole strategy is probably the most powerful force in our lives, that fundamental human need to connect with other people. And this map lays it out perfectly. The pattern itself, the simplification, that's not really the point. The point is to be understood, and the reason we want to be understood is to get to that ultimate prize, a real, genuine human connection.
So here's the big takeaway, the thing I really want you to remember. True intelligence isn't just about having amazing ideas locked away in your head. It's about having the empathy and the skill to share those ideas in a way that creates understanding. That is real genius. Okay, now for the fun part. Let's flip this whole thing around. It's time to turn that scanner on yourself. Let's see if we can figure out your personal communication frequency. Just think about the conversations you had today, at work, with your family, maybe even just ordering coffee. Which one of these camouflage techniques did you pull out of your toolbox, maybe without even noticing? So just as a quick reminder, we had using analogies, sticking to simple words, telling stories instead of just listing data, and giving the main point first. Did you tell a story to get your point across, or maybe find the perfect analogy to explain something tricky?
I am genuinely curious to see which one of these you use the most. Drop the number in the comments below. Let's see what the most common frequency is in our community here. It's a pretty cool reminder that we're all in this together, just trying to connect. Thanks for tuning in.